Hi friends, Mickey Mankus here and welcome to Out the Back Door. Today I want to show you how to make fighting peach pie. Why is it called fighting peach pie? Because everybody fights for the last piece. Join me. Does anybody use a recipe box anymore? Or actually have cookbooks, or does everybody jump online to try to find a recipe? This recipe is actually a vintage recipe, and let's see, here we go. I haven't made it in a while, so I need to dig my recipe out. Actually, this recipe box came from back in 1979. Yeah, that was a few years ago, when I worked at the Brown Drug Store, and we had all sorts of neat stuff there. So that's where this came from. All right, first thing I want you to do is get a pie shell ready. You only need one. We're going to do the bottom crust and that's it. So go ahead and prepare and make your pie crust. We're not going to blind bake it or anything like that. We are going to have an unbaked pie shell to start with. So even though I have got a large colander full of peaches here, we're only going to need 3 of them in order to make the pie. My peaches I purchased from Youth for Christ, and this is the second batch that they had gotten. So it's a fundraiser and I was helping them out again, but these are Colorado peaches. I did a video not long ago on canning peaches, and that's when I had used the Georgia peaches. So this time I'm going to be using the Colorado peaches. Now, if you want a simple way of peeling these, today I'm going to be using a vegetable peeler because they are towards the end of, I need to use them. They're getting soft. Now I have one for breakfast and they are super sweet and juicy. They're excellent, but they're to the point. I need to take care of them. So I'm going to be using the 3 for the pie. I do have some that I set aside that are kind of bruised up a little bit, and I'll cut those sections off and everything, but I'll freeze those peaches because I'll be using that when I make my frozen yogurt, you know, putting peaches in it. So anyway, the rest of them then, watch for video. I will be dehydrating these because I'm busy dehydrating a lot of different things right now. So if you didn't see the video where I canned the peaches and I showed you how to easily peel them, I'll leave a link for that if you want to check it out. But I'm just going to be using, like I said, the vegetable peeler right now. Because they are at the point that they're so soft, the skins are coming off really easy with the peeler. And being I only have to do 3 of them, that's fine. It's cool enough outside now that Mr. Mankus isn't kind of like getting on my case about heating up the kitchen or whatever. The temps have been in the 30s when we've woken up in the morning. I'm going to get a couple more peeled and then I'll get back to the next step. All right, I've got my peaches all peeled up and everything, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the mixture that I'm going to be sprinkling over the peaches. I need 1 cup of sugar, and I know this doesn't look white, but it is. It's a natural raw cane sugar, and that's why it doesn't look white. Just going to dump that into a little bowl here. I've also got a heaping tablespoon of flour, all-purpose flour. And I'll just give that a stir to mix it all up. Now there is a reason that I'm using a bowl a little bit bigger than what looks necessary here. Okay, now that this is all mixed up, I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of this sugar and flour mixture into the bottom of my unbaked pie shell. I'm just sprinkling that in there. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is I'm going to cut my peaches in half. And I'll take the pits out. Now the reason I mentioned checking out how to easily peel peaches other than with the vegetable peeler is because these are so soft, I wouldn't want to do them the way I normally do them. This one just doesn't want to come apart right now. I might have to peel another peach so I have a pretty one. I just made a mess out of those. Well, there you go. You know what I'm going to try to do? If I didn't mention earlier, I did wash these already, rinsed them really well. Maybe it'd be easier if I do it this way and then peel them. All right, this is working out nicer. They look better. I'm not tearing them up. Now see, these that didn't peel very well, I was having a hard time getting the pits out. I'll just use those in the ones that I plan on freezing. All right, I've got one more to go, and then we'll get to the next step. All right, the next step, we are going to take our halves, and we are going to place them cut side down into our baking dish, into our pie pan. I need another half. I guess it's going to depend on the size of your peaches. You know, I was tempted to eat this last half, and I think what I'm going to do, I just cut it into 4 slices, and I'm going to just, I cut those in half, so I've got like 8 little chunks, and I'm going to fill in those little spots that there isn't any peach. But normally, I mean, if you're using large peaches, you can usually get by with 3 peaches. I guess these are kind of like medium-sized peaches, so I had to use 4. While I've been doing this also, I've got the oven preheating at 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've got a pan in there that I'm going to set my pie pan on top of. Now, this isn't necessary, but I am notorious for bubbling things over in my oven, and then it's really hard for me to clean up in the bottom and everything, so it's easier if I have like a cookie sheet or something underneath my pie pan to scrub that up in case that happens. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now, I still have all of the sugar with the flour mixed in it. I'm adding one last ingredient to this, and it's the secret recipe. So, let me grab it. Heavy whipping cream. So we need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Okay, but now we are going to pour it directly into our sugar and our flour mix. We're not going to whip it up or anything. Now I'm going to mix this up really well. And like I said, this is the secret ingredient. And now I'm just going to be pouring this right over the peaches. And now I'm going to put this in the oven for 15 minutes. Like I said, I've got the oven set for 425 degrees Fahrenheit. After 15 minutes, we're going to change the temperature. All right, as soon as this is finished, we'll get to the next step. My 15 minutes is up at 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I've reduced the temperature to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to bake it an additional 75 minutes. Once that's done, then I'm going to be able to take it out of the oven. Piping hot out of the oven. Now that looks good. It smells good. All right, we're going to let that cool and set up. So here's our fighting peach pie. And I am going to be cutting up a piece right now. We're going to give it a try. Mr. Mankus and I just went out for an evening walk, and it was really nice out there. It's cooling down. It's about 47 degrees right now. So I think it's a good reason to dig into the peach pie. Now, I felt that this could be served 6 to 8 pieces, but the way that I have the peaches laid out in here, I'm gonna call it more 6 pieces, because then that way everybody will get a full half slice of peach in their piece. Well, that looks pretty good. See, that sugar and flour with that heavy whipping cream makes a luscious custard in there. So let's give it a quick try. That's good pie. You know, it'd be even better yet, a dollop of vanilla ice cream on it. I don't have any though. So I want to thank you for coming along with me today, and if you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and share. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. So until next time, you have a wonderful day. God bless.